the two big opportunities that they're really seeing, it's really resource allocation. And I'll go back to those two big buckets. It's that first big bucket of physical execution. So think about the money that's being spent on how many route trucks, how many delivery trucks, how many warehouses, how many route supervisors. So all of those dollars, we're helping them spend efficiency, resource allocation of those dollars. And when you think about all of those physical locations, I can't afford to get to all those stores, so help me segment it. Help me allocate those dollars to the stores that I have to win in, that are critical for me to win in. And then, boy, but I'll tell you what, once you've told me those stores, if you can help me route my guys there, which ones do they hit on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? What's the most efficient way for them to route? So we're helping them with very basic, simple stuff like, you know what, here's some analytics where I reordered your routing and I've cut 6,000 miles off of your routing this month in XYZ country. That's that bucket around physical location. And then the next big benefit is really that other bucket around effective. And that's where the rubber kind of hits the road. That's where the lift rates really happen. So if I've gotten you to the right stores with the right opportunity and the most potential, if I can get a perfect execution of the right products at the right price, all that kind of good 4P walk, and then if your guys know that a third party is coming in and checking their execution, every store, they never know when it's going to happen, their performance lifts. We're seeing 10 to 15% lift rates just because of this in-store execution piece. And now we have the acquisition of our new company, Miro, and Miro doing photo recognition. Now all of a sudden, we used to be able to take little samples, or we'll go in and we'll look at execution, a little sample, and we'll project it. We now have a product that gives us the ability to really have one of the most important things that I've seen in a long time, which is what I call span of control. So the ability for every single sales rep out there to have a tool or a device on their phone where they can go in and take a picture or do a little bit of a manual survey, and it immediately goes back up to a server and in 3 minutes comes back down and says, you know what, you've got a red light on this one, and on this one. Don't leave the store until you fix these. Go back to that image that I shared in the very beginning of that sales manager at 5 o'clock in the morning standing in a parking lot, and when those guys leave and disappear into the market, he's blind. Imagine if for the first time ever I could sit down and say, here's my 4 or 5 key performance indicators, and I want to make sure in 25 million stores around the globe they're being executed, and when they aren't, within 3 minutes that guy's going to get a real-time notice of his performance and be able to correct those issues right at the store. And with all of that being said, some of those stores are going to be our panel stores, our retail measurement stores. If I can then link that back to sales and then show the lift rate, that's where the magic really happens. When you're out there saying, how is XYZ manufacturer going to go from here to here in distribution, from here to here in sales? That's the framework. That's what we're calling the sales and distribution life cycle that is absolutely essential to driving growth globally.